Hello, complications that can come about when practicing mental health nursing or psychiatric nursing. In particular, today we're going to be talking about another of the intentional torts, in this case, false imprisonment. Now, I'm not a lawyer and I can't give legal advice, so that's just my disclaimer. Should only be for nursing and NCLEX review purposes. But what we're talking about with false imprisonment, which is an intentional tort or civil wrong, is when you have an intentional physical or psychological confinement of another without their consent or privilege for any amount of time. Basically, what we're looking at here is situations where, let me give you this example. Let's say that you are intensely overburdened, you're short staffed. It happens to all of us, and no matter what hospital we're at. And you have this one particular patient who keeps being a pain in the butt. They keep requiring a lot of extra needed attention from the nurse or from the CNAs or techs or LPNs or even RNs. And you need to do something. And a good nurse, what they would do is try to be creative and find some way to address this patient's needs by maybe calling the house supervisor or the director and seeing if we can get additional staff, or maybe putting the patient up by the nurse's station so we can keep a closer eye on them. But a nurse who's not very astute or not very knowledgeable about intentional torts, or in this case, false imprisonment, might go and tell the patient, you need to go into your room, and if you come out of your room, I'm gonna we're going to withhold your dinner or something like that. And they might even lock them in their room. So a false imprisonment in a civil sense, and even in some sort cases in a criminal sense, means that you're physically or psychologically confining a patient to an area. So if you chemically restrain the patient, that also might be a form of false imprisonment. You put them on, 5 times the recommended dose of Haldol and make them go in their room and close the door. They do have to know that they're being restrained unless they're incompetent. Well, that's really not something we have to worry about for NCLEX purposes. But here again, remember that false imprisonment is the intentional confinement of another for any period of time without their consent or privilege. So always trying to respect the patient's autonomy and make sure that we don't confine them really at any time. That's very important. Best of luck on your nursing school or NCLEX exam, and we'll see you next time.